Most people get this wrong when they try to start a company in the United Arab Emirates. They assume it is just about picking a name, paying a fee, and getting a license. But here's the truth no one tells you. The UAE business setup process is actually simple, but only if you understand the structure behind it. If you skip that, you can waste weeks, sometimes months, and a lot of money. And here's the real shock. Thousands of entrepreneurs every year set up their companies in the wrong jurisdiction inside the UAE. That means higher costs, banking issues, or even visa complications later. But don't worry, because in this video, I'm going to break everything down step by step in a way that is simple, clear, and practical. By the end of this guide, you will understand exactly how to start a company in the UAE in 2026, which business structure is right for you, how much it actually costs, how visas and banking work, and the exact steps you need to follow from start to finish. And now here's where it gets interesting. The UAE is not just one system. It is actually 3 different business worlds operating together. Once you understand that, everything becomes much easier. Let's begin. The first thing you need to understand is the 3 main company types in the UAE. These are mainland companies, free zone companies, and offshore companies. Each one has a different purpose, and choosing the wrong one is the biggest mistake beginners make. A mainland company is registered under the Department of Economy and Tourism in the emirate you choose, like Dubai or Abu Dhabi. The biggest advantage here is freedom. You can trade directly inside the UAE market and work with government contracts. For example, if Alex wants to open a consulting firm and serve clients across Dubai physically, mainland is usually the best option. But here's the problem. Mainland companies can sometimes involve more compliance steps and slightly higher costs depending on your activity. Now let's talk about free zones. Free zones are special business areas designed to attract foreign investors. Each free zone has its own authority. For example, DMCC in Dubai, Ethiopia, or Rakaz in Rais Al Khaimah. Now here's where it gets interesting. Free zones are extremely popular with online businesses, freelancers, and international trading companies because they offer 100% foreign ownership, simplified setup, and often tax advantages. So if John is running an online marketing agency or e-commerce store selling outside the UAE, a free zone company is often the most efficient choice. But there is a limitation. In many cases, free zone companies cannot directly trade within the UAE mainland, unless they use a local distributor or agent. And then we have offshore companies. These are mainly used for holding assets, international investments, or tax structuring. They are not meant for operating businesses inside the UAE. So for most viewers watching this video, offshore is usually not relevant unless you have advanced financial planning needs. Now that you understand the structure, let's move into the real step-by-step process of starting a company in the UAE. Step 1 is choosing your business activity. This is more important than people think. The UAE requires you to define exactly what your business does. For example, digital marketing, general trading, consulting, software development, or import-export. Here is the mistake many beginners make. They choose the wrong activity or pick something too broad. Later, when they try to open a bank account, they get questioned or delayed. So think clearly. If Jake wants to start a social media agency, he should select marketing or advertising-related activities, not general trading or random categories. Once you select your activity, the next step is choosing your jurisdiction. This is where you decide between mainland and free zone. Remember what we discussed earlier. If your focus is UAE local clients, mainland is better. If your focus is international business, free zone is often easier and more cost-effective. Now, here's a curiosity point. Many people think free zone is always cheaper. That is not always true anymore in 2026. Some free zones have premium packages, and some mainland setups are now very competitive. So you always need to compare based on your exact needs. Step 3 is choosing your company name. This sounds simple, but there are rules. The UAE has strict naming guidelines. You cannot use offensive terms, religious references, or names of political organizations. Also, if you name your company after yourself, like John Smith Trading, you may need to ensure it matches passport spelling exactly. Now here's something people don't realize. Your company name must also match availability in the registry. So even if you like a name, it may already be taken. Step 4 is applying for initial approval. This is where the government reviews your basic application. They check your activity, your identity documents, and your proposed structure. At this stage, you usually need your passport copy, sometimes a visa copy, if you are already in the UAE, and basic application forms. And here's where it gets interesting. Initial approval does not mean your company is active yet. It only means the authorities have no objection to you setting up the company. Step 5 is choosing your office setup. In the UAE, even free zone companies often need a registered office address. This could be a flexi desk, shared workspace, or a physical office, depending on your license type. For example, if Alex chooses a free zone startup package, he might get a virtual desk included. But if he wants to sponsor employees, he may need a larger office space. This step directly affects your visa eligibility. So don't rush it. Now, Step 6 is the trade license issuance. This is the official document that allows you to operate legally. Once your license is issued, your company is officially active. But here's the problem. Many people think the process ends here. It does not. Because next comes the visa process, and this is where most confusion happens. If you are a business owner in the UAE, you usually apply for an investor or partner visa. This allows you to live in the country legally and manage your business. The process includes medical tests, Emirates ID registration, and biometrics. It may sound complex, but it is very structured. Let's take an example. John opens a free zone company in Dubai. Once his license is issued, he applies for his investor visa through the free zone authority. He completes medical testing, gives biometrics, and receives his Emirates ID. This entire process can take a few days to a few weeks depending on the situation. Now here's something important. Not all free zones offer the same visa quota. Some allow one visa, others allow multiple visas depending on your package. So always check this before you choose. Step 7 is opening a corporate bank account. This is one of the most important steps, and also one of the most misunderstood. Banks in the UAE are strict. They will review your business activity, your client base, your expected transactions, and your company structure. They want to ensure compliance with international regulations. So if your documents are unclear, or your business model is vague, delays can happen. But here's the good news. If your setup is clean, your chances of approval are strong. For example, if Jake runs a clear digital marketing agency with contracts and invoices, banks usually understand the flow of business easily. Now let's talk about cost, because this is what everyone wants to know. Starting a company in the UAE can range widely depending on structure. Free zone packages may start from relatively lower entry points, while mainland setups can vary depending on office requirements and approvals. But the real cost is not just the license. You must also consider visa fees, office setup, banking requirements, and renewals. And here's a key insight. The cheapest option is not always the best. A slightly higher setup cost with better banking and visa flexibility can save you a lot of trouble later. Now let's go deeper into timelines. On average, a UAE company setup can take anywhere from a few days to a few weeks. Free zones are usually faster because they are streamlined. Mainland setups may take slightly longer, depending on approvals and documentation. But if everything is prepared correctly, the process is smooth. Now here's a mistake that slows people down. They submit incomplete documents or choose the wrong activity category. That alone can add unnecessary delays. So preparation is everything. Let's talk about another important point. Taxation in the UAE. The UAE is known for its favorable tax environment. However, in recent years, corporate tax regulations have been introduced for certain business structures and income levels. So you should always check the latest requirements for your specific activity. Now here's the simple way to think about it. The UAE is still one of the most business-friendly environments globally, but compliance matters more than ever in 2026. Before we wrap up, let's quickly connect everything. Step 1. Choose your activity carefully. Step 2. Decide between mainland or free zone. Step 3. Register your trade name. Step 4. Apply for initial approval. Step 5. Secure your office setup. Step 6. Get your trade license. Step 7. Complete your visa process. Step 8. Open your bank account. If you follow this sequence correctly, the entire process becomes predictable and manageable. Most importantly, don't rush decisions. The UAE system rewards clarity and preparation. So here's the final takeaway. Starting a company in the United Arab Emirates is not difficult. But it does require understanding the structure, choosing the right jurisdiction, and following the process step by step without skipping details. If you get that right, you are setting yourself up for one of the most powerful business hubs in the world. And if you want more step-by-step guides like this, make sure to like this video, leave a comment with what country you want next, and subscribe for more deep breakdowns like this. Because the right information at the right time can completely change your business journey.